For years, I have been wondering why people have such trouble writing when they can speak English very well. It's been sort of a mystery to me. And I've tried different experiments and different things to try to teach writing so that my students can do all the things that are necessary for the TOEFL test. Essentially, what I've concluded is that writing is not like learning a language, learning to speak it. It is different in some ways. For example, when you speak, you hear yourself speak, and so you can make corrections to your grammar, to your words, to your pronunciation. But when you write, there is no feedback. There is no sound. But there is sound. As we put words on a page, normally in our own language, we will hear the sounds of the words in our mind, not necessarily vocalize them, and we know what we have written is correct or not. So I've come to the conclusion what one needs to do is to write and to hear what they have written. There are several ways to approach this. One way is to write something in English and have somebody read it back to you. Another thing, you can use the software that reads text so that you can hear what you have read. I am going to suggest a method because at the moment many people need to write emails or various other correspondence. So I'm going to suggest a method that you can use now. It will help you in your correspondence, and it will also help you to learn to write. I will present it in several forms, in several descriptions. The way I see it, one must say, write in their own language, Spanish in this case, translate it to English. The Google Translator is very good for that. And then place that translation in the software that reads the text to you. I think this will help you to write better, and I think will help you to also learn to write well. I have chosen some text here randomly from a document I have. I assume it's in good Spanish since it was taken from an official document. I will now place this Spanish into the Google Translator. As you can see here, this is the Google Translator. I have placed that Spanish in this part to translate from. You can see I'm translating from Spanish to English. And here is the translation. Now I read it over and I know it's not absolutely perfect, but we're not going to make any corrections here. What we're going to do is to take this and to place the English translation into the software that will read this. Here you have that I have placed this in the speakcomputer.com software, which is free. I've asked you to load down. And you see I placed it into that software. Now what I want to do now is to play that.
Amelia, 16, is originally from Sierra de Veracruz, was the victim of rape. She became pregnant and, with help, support and company of their parents, went to walk 4 hours to get to Poza Rica, the city closest to your community. There came a report that he had been the victim of sexual violence and wanted an abortion. Local authorities do not track the youth, and meanwhile time was passing, and with it grew the days of gestation. His mother, a woman of Indian origin, are required to fulfill the rites of adolescence. The aid came from the government, but the family was contacted by an organization identified that were being denied access to services. This organization contacted the child and their parents with the seed. Amelia travels from Veracruz to Mexico City with her mother. All travel expenses, accommodation, food, and treatment were carried out by Maria. And the teenager was able to terminate her pregnancy legally and have access to medical care and emotional.
Here I've placed the letter, both translations, into Microsoft Word document. And you can see here we have the original translation, and down here we have the English. Now there's no doubt, I'm going to leave that at the moment for you to look at this. Maybe I'll make another video more complete. But as you can see, there are some odd things in this document, this translation, that I'm hoping that you will notice. But you do have the translation, you have heard it, you can see both of them, this one and this one. And I will not go through right now the corrections I think that need to be done. I'm hoping you will hear them and that you will recognize what corrections need to be done.